everyone. And I'm going to mute everybody too. So everyone feeling okay this morning?
Yes, thanks, yeah.
Good. So
Yeah.
look after yourselves, and if there's anything that's not right for you, then don't do it. Or just tone down a little bit. Okay, so we're all muted. Right, so we're going to start standing in Tadasana. And I thought our theme for today would be, I mean, it is wake up to yoga. So I thought we'd have a bit of a awakening of the body, especially since we're coming into spring. And it just feels so nice, doesn't it? Seeing the sun come out at last, and it's warming us up, it's warming up the earth, it's warming up the air. So I thought we'd bring some of that into our yoga practice and have some warming, blowing moves. So yeah, so sorry. So the first thing that we're going to start with comes from Chinese medicine. And I found this little video, and it talks about just generally waking up the body with arm swinging movements. So that's what we're going to do. And that focuses particularly on your immune system, which I don't know about you, but I definitely need it at the moment. So we're going to stand up straight and tall. Before we get into it, let's just settle the body. So just have a little shrug of the shoulders. Just feel the connection with the soles of your feet and the floor. And maybe just gently soften your gaze or close your eyes just for a moment. Just feel into this Tadasana. Just allow your arms to rest alongside the body. So just take a few breaths here. In and out. Maybe you can still feel that light coming from the sun streaming through the window this morning, waking everything up, starting to wake up nature and all our plants that are starting to grow. It's lovely to see. Okay, so with your next exhalation, just drop your chin to your chest. Blink your eyes open and lift your head. So we're going to do these Chinese movements. There's 6 of them. So it comes from Chinese tradition. And the move is literally swinging your arms, lifting them up and over your head and letting them swing down. So it's very free. So we're just going to swing and we're going to do 10 of each. So only do what feels right for you. If there's any problems in your shoulders, don't go mad. You're not, we're not trying to prove anything here. We're just waking up the shoulders and the upper body and the chest. So literally just flinging my arms up and then letting them come back down. Just check. That's it, lifting them up and down, and you already start to feel the body warming up. So that's about 10, I think. So the next time we swing our arms up, only the right arm comes up and you come up on your toes at the same time. Then you swing down and then the left arm comes up and you come up on your toes. So each time you bring an arm up, come up on your toes. So it takes a little bit of balance. You're focusing on that balance on your toes and the reach through the arms. Well done. And already you can hear in my voice I'm getting a little bit out of breath. Although I don't take much these days since I've had a chest problem. So if you're feeling out of puff as well, it's fine. So we're starting to warm up the legs as well, and you should feel that in the backs of the calves as you reach up. Okay, so that's 10. So the next time we're going to fling our arms up and we're just going to cross them. I'm just going to come down so you can see what I'm doing here. Crossing them at the arms and then I'm bringing them back in front and crossing them. So each time you cross, try and cross in a different direction. So if your right arm is closer to the body, next time make it further away. So switch it up. So this is starting to help to open up the chest now, and definitely the shoulders. And what I love about this is once you've done it, and it's literally just a few simple exercises, blimey, you feel really good. And it's supposed to be so good for your immunity that the claim is you won't get any viruses after this. So that was my interest. I'm trying to fight everything off at the moment. So let's do it. If it's just something as simple as this, there's got to be something in it. Okay, so that's about 10. So the next one we do, we're going to fling our arms out wide and then we're going to cross them over the body. And again, like the other one, as you come to cross in a different way. So your hands are coming to tap backs of your shoulders here into these, what they call the lats. So just keep flinging. And this really opens the chest. And in Chinese medicine, they call the energy centers, the meridians. We talk about them as chakras, but this is apparently a way to get all those meridians open and running freely, not freely. So open wide and fling. That's it. Right, so now this next one, take your hands down by your side and your feet are just slightly wider than hip distance apart. And you're just going to twist to the one side as you reach with both hands, sweeping down and then twisting. So you'll notice that your one foot comes up off the floor as you press the toes into the mat. So it's a little bit of a swing and a reach. And by the way, I found this as a little video on Instagram. So I'm going to put it in the group after, so you all have it. And you can do it as many times as you want. I mean, obviously you'll have it on this video, but it's quite nice just to have the separate one. I should be able to share it on WhatsApp. That's it. So left and right, left and right. I think we've done about 10. So come back to the center. So the last one, we're bending the arms at the elbows. So one arm goes back behind and just taps, so the back of the hand taps your back, and the other hand comes over to the opposite shoulder. So it's a bit like tapping your head and rubbing your belly. So once you've got it, you can get into the swing. That's it. Two more. That's it. Well done. Just give your arms a little shake. Just notice how you feel. Notice how your shoulders and your upper body feels after something as simple as that. It makes us feel like we're raring to go, doesn't it? I hope you all agree. So let's do our class. So stand up, straight and tall. Float your arms up alongside your ears and catch hold of your opposite wrist with your thumb and finger of the opposite hand. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just reach over to the side. So it doesn't matter which side you're doing, so we're going to do both. Keep breathing. And then reach back to the center. Swap the hands. So my left first finger and thumbs are on my right wrist. Take a breath in. Keep your tummy muscles engaged. Keep those lower ribs pointing down. And then sideways move. So opening up the side body. Breathe in. Come back to center. Breathe out and release. Just float your arms up once more, reaching up, trying to touch the ceiling, and then down, allowing them to rest. Release the shoulders. Do that again. Breathing in and out. But notice as you're doing this, your shoulders should feel really fluid. And hopefully, we've got rid of all that stuck feeling that we get when we get up first thing in the morning. So, and are you full of energy? Well done. Okay, have a little shrug of the shoulders. Have a little roll of the neck. Do whatever feels good. Just releasing that tension. Okay, so we're going to come to the top of the mat and we're just going to roll down gently. So we're going to think about our spine as being like a string of pearls, I suppose, just one vertebra at a time. So take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just bending at the hips and then rolling, rolling, rolling. Just come down as far as feels good. This first time, don't go too mad. And then breathe in and come all the way back up. Release the arms up to the ceiling. Breathing out, release the arms once more and roll down. So just do this a few times. We're going to do 5, and each time you do it, maybe you'll get a little closer to the floor. Take your time with this. Don't want you to feel lightheaded. And if your hamstrings are tight, then just have a little bend in the knee. Doesn't have to be straight legs. Come up, stacking the vertebra, stacking those pearls, one on top of the other, reaching up and back, folding down. Just be kind to your body. Remember, you're still waking it up this morning. Reaching up, trying to touch the ceiling. Coming back down slowly, slowly, slowly. This is your last time. And then roll back up. And stand. Just take a moment here. Let everything settle. Relax the shoulders. Okay, so from our Tadasana, I'm going to stay sideways here. We're going to do what in the Buddhist faith they call prostrations. So let's come to the back of the mat. So stand up straight and tall. Take a breath in, float your hands up. And as you breathe out, bend your knees, bring your hands down towards the mat, walk the hands out almost into a plank, but release the front body down to the mat straight away, and then slide the hands forward, releasing the forehead down. And then breathing in, slide the hands back to the side of the chest, toes into the mat, lift yourself up, lift the hips, walk the hands back. And slowly, slowly come up. So we're going to do 5 of these. So breathing in. I take the arms up? Yes, we'll reach your arms up and then take them down to the mat. Bending the knees, walk the hands out. Release the knees to the mat. Release the front body, the chest, the forehead. So the hands are reaching forward. Breathing in as you slide them back. Lifting, walking the hands back. And slowly, slowly coming up. That's 2. Breathe in, reach up, breathe out, down to the mat. So you can obviously speed this up. I'm doing it a little bit more controlled. Breathing out as you reach your hands forward. Rest the forehead on the mat. Breathe in as you bring your hands to the side body. Lifting up through down dog as you walk your hands back. And slowly bring yourself up. 3, breathe in. Breathe out. Walking the hands out. So I'll tell you about a Buddhist nun that I met on one of the yoga things that I went to. I think Sue met her too. Emma Slade, her name is. And she converted to Buddhism. And one of the things that she had to do was these prostrations to show her commitment. I think that's what it was all about. So let's do that was 4. Let's do our last one. Reach up. And she had to do 110,000. And when she was doing them, if she lost count, she had to start back at 1. So there's an incentive to get your numbers right. Not like me. There we are. Come up to stand. Well done. I'm not going to make you do 110,000 ever. 5 is enough for us. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling nice and warmed up here. So let's just sink down to the mat. Place your hands on the mat, take your knees wide, toes together, and let's have a moment in child, extended child. Reaching the hands forward, sitting the hips back, still getting that nice stretch into the underarm area, to your shoulders, as you rest your head down on the mat or on the block. Just take a few breaths. And then bring yourself up into an all-fours position. So have your hands under your shoulders, spread those fingers wide, knees under hips and toes into the mat. So strong legs. Just take a little glance back. Check you can't see your feet. And then we're going to do a little balance here. So take a breath in. And as you breathe out, right hand forward, left foot back. So reaching, bird dog they call this. Reaching forward. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, place your hand back on the mat, place your knee back on the mat. Bring yourself up. So we're coming into a high kneel. Step your right foot forward. Take a breath in and open the hands wide. So we're just gazing back to that right hand. So we're going to do that a little bit quicker. We're warming up the body. So take your hands back to the mat. Step the knee back. You're back in all fours. Let's do the right hand again. Right hand forward, left hand back. Take it back to the mat. Come up to your high kneel. Step forward. Open. Back to the mat. Right hand forward, left leg back. Up to a high kneel, step the foot forward. So we're doing this with control and with our breath. 2 more on this side. Reach in, placing the hand back, coming up to a high kneel, step the foot forward, open, and then come back. Last one. Hand forward, leg back, high kneel, step forward, open, and then back. So back to your all fours. We're going to do 5 on the other side now. So taking a breath in, this time left hand forward, right foot, hands and knee back to the mat, high kneel, step forward, open, to twist into the left, hand back to the mat, back to all fours, balance. So left arm, right foot, back to all fours, high kneel, control that step forward, open the chest. Back to the mat, all fours, left arm, right leg. To think then, and back to high kneel, step the left foot forward, open. 2 more. Left arm forward, right leg back. High kneel, step forward, open. Hands to the mat. Last time, left arm forward, right leg, and back, high kneel, step forward and open. Come back to all fours. Plant your hands into the mat, plant your toes into the mat, lift your hips and your knees, and walk your feet to the front of the mat. And slowly, slowly come up. So hopefully you're feeling all warm and loose. So let's do a nice little strengthener for our legs. We're coming into Utkatasana, chair pose, twisted. I'm going to come to face you for this. Sorry. So feet are hip distance apart. Excuse me. Take a breath in, float the hands forward, sit into your imaginary chair. Take a breath here as you hold those arms up alongside your ears. Draw the palms together. Breathe in. Bring them to the heart center. Left arm to right knee and twist. So as you're twisting, just keep an eye on that left knee, making sure it's not dropping forward. Keeping the knees together, or pointing forward, I should say. You don't really want to let them touch. And then take another breath here. Turn and gaze to the mat. Release your hands to the mat in front of you and bring yourself back up. Well done. Let's do the other side. Breathe in, float your hands out in front of you. Breathe out as you sit into your imaginary chair. Try and lift these shoulders, these arms a little bit higher. Breathing in, breathing out. Hands come together, bring them to the heart center. Twist to the left this time. Keeping the right knee in line with the left. So when we're twisting, we want to try and draw the hands to the heart center and the chest towards the hands. So it's not all the way up here, it's in the middle. And when you do that, the temptation is to drop that other knee. So be careful. And then release the hands to the mat and slowly come back up. Well done. So we're going to do a little flow. And you might want a block or a book handy, because we'll come into half moon, or you can even do it off a chair. So you could have a chair in front of you at the top of your mat. So I'll explain a bit more of that when we get to it. So come to stand, relax the shoulders, take a breath in, float the hands up, reaching up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, dive down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Drop the crown of the head. Breathe in, slide the hands up to the shins, half forward fold. Find that flat back. Breathe out. Uttanasana, forward fold. Bend your knees enough so that you can plant your hands and step back into plank pose. Just hold that plank for one breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your hips. Plant your feet. Maybe they need to come a little closer. You're in downward facing dog. Just take a breath here. Breathing in. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Just shifting forward. Breathing out. Stepping it back. Breathing in. Right elbow to right knee. Once more. Shift forward. Step your right foot into a lunge. Drop the back knee down to the mat. Breathing in. Lifting your arms up to the ceiling. So from here, we're going to come to warrior one. So it's harder with your arms up in the air. So you can take your hands to your hips, or you can even take them to the floor and straighten your back legs. Up to you. Or if you want to try the harder one, we're in the lunge and press into the mat as you come up to warrior one. Taking a breath here. Breathe in. So we're going to come into warrior two from here. So drop that back heel, right hand forward, left hand back. Gaze at the middle finger of your right hand. Maybe take a glance back at the back of the left hand, making sure it's in alignment. Warrior two. Take a breath here. So keeping those arms out in warrior two, bring the back leg in a little bit closer and start to tip forward. So if you've got a block, you can take hold of the block, tipping forward and coming into half moon pose. So there's lots of options here. Your hand is on the block, your right hand. Your left hand can stay on your left hip, your left thigh, or it can lift up to the ceiling. Now this is where the chair comes in as well. If you find that too much with the block, have a chair in front of you, put your hand on the seat of the chair and come into Ardha Chandrasana. It's much better. I've got a stool here, so I'm going to show you. It's better to try it with the stability of the chair and get the opening with the chest, you see? Rather than collapsing into it. So you try what's best for you. So some good half moons there. Brilliant. So if you're there, you've got your block, you can have your block on any height. So if it's feeling too high, you can go down to that lower one. And then, right, okay, concentrate, Suzanne. So from here, from our Ardha Chandrasana, we're going to very elegantly step back into warrior two. Taking a breath. Well done. And then windmill the arms all the way forward to the mat. Drop that back knee, coming into the lunge, and then take knees wide, toes together, child's pose. Just take a breath and set yourself up for doing it on the other side. So a few breaths here. Calming the body. And then come back to all fours. Realign your knees, toes into the mat, lift your hips and walk your feet all the way back to the front of the mat. So have the block ready or the chair, whatever it is you're going to use a bit later. And then slowly come up to Tadasana. So is everyone okay? Yeah, good. So we're going to go through that again on the other side. So take a breath in, float your hands up and overhead, reaching those fingertips to the ceiling. Taking a breath in, breathe out, folding forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in, slide your hands to your shins. Half forward fold, nice flat back in Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe in, breathe out, hands back to the mat. So straight legs or bent legs, whatever's right for you. And then bend your knees enough so you can step back to plank. Hold your plank for one breath. Nice long straight line from the top of the head down the back body to the heels. So try not to lift or sink. Take a breath in. Breathe out, lifting up to downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Get settled. Down dog is a resting pose. Breathing in, shifting the weight forward as you bring your left knee up to your chest and then over to the left elbow. And then send it back into downward facing dog. And do that once more. Breathing in, draw the knee up, bring it to the left elbow. And this time, step it forward. Coming into a lunge, drop that right knee. So we're going to come to warrior one. So options, you can straighten that back leg now. You can straighten it after we've got the arms up, or you can bring your hands to your waist, up to you. So if you want the harder one, breathe the hands up into warrior one position. Take a breath in, engage that left hip, left thigh as you straighten the back leg. Drop the heel, warrior one. Nice strong warriors, Virabhadrasana one. Breathe in, breathe out. Left hand forward, right hand back. Glancing at the back hand, checking that it's level, and then take your gaze to the middle finger of the left hand. Relax your shoulders here. Keep your tummy muscles engaged. Sink through the center of the body. Breathe in. Breathe in out. So you can let the hands come down as you draw that back leg in a little bit, and then reach the left hand forward, coming into half moon pose. Your choice. So if you're feeling balanced, you can slowly, slowly turn that head to face to the side, or maybe even up to the hand that's reaching to the ceiling. Hold in that half moon pose just for a few breaths. Getting ready to elegantly come out of it. So breathing in, breathing out, bending that left knee, step back, warrior two. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. Warrior two. Hold in your warrior two pose, checking your alignment again. Bent left knee, gazing down that left hand. And then breathing in, float the hands up and all the way back to the mat. drop the knee, to child's pose. Just take a breath here. Let the body settle. All of your work is done. Hopefully your body is feeling awakened, a little bit freer. So are we waking up, waking into spring? With a spring in our step, that's what we need. And then slowly bring yourself up. Walk your hands back towards your legs and release your legs out along the mat. So we're going to come into semi-supine on the mat and take the feet as wide as the mat. Take the hands out in a T shape, palms facing down. And we're just going to windscreen wiper our legs. So just check the back of your head is on the mat, that you're not tilting your chin. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, drop both knees to the right. And if your neck feels good, you can turn to the left. So maybe your left knee is just resting against the sole of your right foot. So just breathe here, enjoying that stretch, that opening. And then breathe your head back to center. Bring your knees back up. Breathing out, dropping them to the left. Gaze into your right hand. And that lovely opening, that twist. Just breathe in into the open side of the body. And then breathe your head back to center, your knees back to center, and just draw them up and over your chest. Just have a little roll side to side. Just enjoy that massage for a moment in Apanasana. And then allow your feet to come down to the mat, let them slide out on the mat and set yourself up for Shavasana. You'll grab your layers, your blanket, whatever you need. Come down to the mat. Lying out on the mat in Shavasana. Just taking a few moments here and a few deep breaths to allow the body to rest down into the mat. So using that out breath to let go of any tension. Rest in the body, the whole of the back body, into the mat, feeling where it connects with the earth. Releasing any frown on your forehead. Releasing any tension in your neck, your shoulders, your arms. Releasing your back body. Just allowing yourself to let go with each exhalation. Releasing your legs and your feet. I'm going to leave you in a moment, relaxing in your Shavasana. I just found a little quote that related to our theme, our spring quote, and it comes from Laura Ingalls Wilder. And those of you may remember Little House on the Prairie. And she says, some old-fashioned things like fresh air and sunshine are hard to beat. These are the important things. So namaste, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you.